So here is how you get to the fraction activity, and here is how you edit the fraction activity. So the fraction activity is one of the starter screens. Click on the starter screens and scroll down to Editable Fraction Tasks. So what you want to do is you want to edit and copy. In the upper right-hand corner, there are 3 vertical dots. Click on those dots and choose Copy and Edit. This is now a copy of that original fraction activity that you can now edit. In the upper left-hand corner is the name of the activity. It's a copy of editable fractions. You can change that to whatever you'd like it to be. If I want to edit this shape, I click on that, and these numbers in this table are the vertices of this cross. So if I click on the wrench icon, I can show the axes, and I can show the axis numbers, so you can see what those coordinates are. So I can, if I want to, for example, I could change 1, 3 to be 1, 2. So you just need to be careful to make sure everything still closes up. I'm going to cancel that because I don't want to make those changes. If I go down to this activity, by default, this is in sevenths, but I can change the denominators to be whatever I'd like it to be. If I want something to be more than 10, I can click on the 10 and change that to, say, 12. And the numerator is what the numerator is. I can click on Done in the upper right corner. So typically, all of these fraction tasks work the same way. There's somewhere to change the denominator, and you can click on one of the endpoint numbers and you can change it to something that's larger for your students to work with. And those are the only things that you should need to change. When you're done, make sure you change the numbers that go along with it. So for example, I have changed this fraction diagram. It could go all the way up to 24. I will click on Done. I'm going to need to change that number to something else other than 2/6 maybe. So just be aware that if you change the graph, you might need to change the instructions that go along with that graph. And so again, this activity, I changed the denominator and I don't need to change anything else. And then the last two are circles. If I click on that graph, again, the denominator works the same way. Do not worry about it that it doesn't look circular. That's just the aspect ratio. So I can change my denominator to anything I'd like it to be, and I can change the endpoints to something else. So maybe there's a denominator of up to 24. Click on Done. And you might need to change the number, the instructions for your students. So 2/5 might not make sense in this problem now. So just be aware of that. Once you're done, in the upper right-hand corner is a Next button. Click on Next. And there's nothing that you need to change on this page, so click on Publish. And this activity is now yours. Notice it says by Eli Luberoff, edited by you, which is me, edited with love by Steve Phelps. So that's where your name will appear. This is now your activity and you've changed it. If you ever wanted to go back and edit this activity again, you go to the 3 dots and just go Edit Your Activity. There's no reason to copy and edit because you've already created a copy and this activity is yours.